You know, Disney is like my uncle. He used to be cool and responsible and pretty much everybody loved him, but now he's a drug addict, abandoned his kid, and he smells like shit. Kind of like the higher-ups at Disney. Now, pretty much everybody's aware of Disney's constant tirade of just ruining every beloved childhood story in existence. It's kind of like somebody's got their family hostage and they're gonna drop a nuke on them unless they ruin another beloved show by next week. You know, from race swapping to inserting extremely cringe dialogue, to pandering to a bunch of rejects who are not going to watch their show anyways. I just wanted to give you guys a couple updates regarding Snow White and the new show Hercules. So last time we covered this, we looked at Snow White and the 7-foot-tall, racially diverse dwarves, right? Which is not exactly what dwarves are supposed to be. Obviously, you're not supposed to care about the race of the dwarves because they are fictional. They are a fictional race, okay? So the skin color of them doesn't matter. But one thing that matters is they probably need to be short. Now, after the immense backlash to this little picture here with Rachel Ziggler, who's definitely not Snow White, and the 7 dwarves, who are definitely not 7 dwarves, they needed to do something. They needed to change everything up. So it turns out they actually had to fire the 7 dwarf actors. So much for representation there. Disney has almost completely rewritten its live-action Snow White film with extensive reshoots. The movie has been delayed by a full year from March 22, 2024 to March 21, 2025. Among the things that ended up on the cutting room floor are the diverse dwarves replaced now with CGI dwarves that look close to the original cartoon. They de-wokeified the movie in response to the massive uproar over Kathleen Kennedy's apparent commitment to DEI and ruination of existing licenses, which caused the company's stocks to plummet. Essentially, this was a response to the backlash to save the film because obviously this film is absolutely gonna flop, okay? There is no person who actually likes this change. Now, taking a look at this dwarves picture, I mean, it's definitely a step up from the garbage they had before, but I see something still wrong with this picture. I don't know if you guys can spot it here. That's right, Rachel Ziggler is still playing Snow White, and I'm sorry, as long as she is the lead for this film will never be saved, because people don't even hate the fact that she's not a white actor playing this. It's more of the fact that she hates Snow White, and every single interview she goes in, she trashes the show. So like, you cannot have somebody who hates the character playing it because all the fans actually love the character. See, the problem here, Disney, is that your premise entirely was ridiculous, and also Rachel Zegler is an absolutely insufferable actor who's going to fail in every single film that she does because she is now just hated. So now CGI Dwarves, there are hundreds or more little people actors already in the union that could have been cast. What a way to dig out of a hole only to dig another one right next to it. That can't happen. Don't forget that Peter Dinklage, the hypocrite, said that having dwarves play dwarves is offensive. Yeah, that was probably the dumbest shit he has ever said in his life, because dwarves are a mythical race, not actual dwarfism in humans, okay? So that guy was just trying to be the only dwarf in Hollywood or some bullshit like that. Obviously nothing to do with the actual situation. What's the point of shooting live action and then having CGI dwarves? They got rid of all the diverse actors. I think somebody's gonna have a little bit of a ruckus if they start hiring dwarves or something. And that's the reason they had the racially diverse dwarves in the first place, who were 7 feet tall. So I guess that's the only way they could salvage it, was through CGI, which didn't really salvage it at all. Now, moving on to more absolutely insufferable Rachel Ziggler clips. Turns out she's still on her goddamn media tirade. Rachel Ziggler claims that The Hunger Games was the first story to depict a female character that was anti-establishment and anti-government. Has this person ever watched a goddamn movie in her life? What the hell is wrong with you? Listen, I'm not a big movie guy, but I can almost 100% guarantee you that that has taken place in the past. Clearly, she doesn't watch anything either. Rachel Ziggler thinks Suzanne Collins created the first story depicting a young woman as anti-establishment and anti-government.
The Hunger Games kind of started that era of like Divergent and Shadowhunters, you know, like Suzanne was the first to write this young woman who was anti-establishment, anti-government, and really standing up for what's right in a very unconventional way, without an air of sweetness or even like, you know, there was nothing cordial about her either. She was very rough around the edges, and It was amazing to read that.
Was already done, but okay. Good hustle, kid. Never saw V for Vendetta. I don't feel bad for her, but she's just so insufferable. How is she so smugly confident while being so absolutely wrong? Welcome to the internet. Ellen Ripley, protagonist of Alien 1979, Alien and Aliens 3, spent her time not just fighting xenomorphs, but also against a company, a mega corporation, and basically a ruined class of elitists in the series, not unlike how OCP rules over the world of RoboCop. TLDR actress somehow works in making movies without having watched a single movie. Ironically, Ziggler's comments are similar to actress Jennifer Lawrence, who starred as Katniss Everdeen in Hunger Games. Lawrence claimed in an interview with Viola Davis as part of Variety's Actors and Actors bit, "I remember when I was doing Hunger Games, nobody had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie because it wouldn't work. We were told, girls and boys can both identify with the male lead, but boys cannot identify with the female lead." It just makes me so happy every single time I see a movie that comes out that blows through every single one of those beliefs and proves that it's just a lie to keep certain people out of movies, to keep certain people in the same positions they've always been in. It was just amazing to watch it happen and watch you at the helm. Rachel Ziggler is actually reinventing the wheel, okay? It's never been done before. I've actually never seen a single female in a movie ever. I don't know about you guys, never seen one. If you saw one, it was before Rachel Zegler's time. They were all aliens. They didn't actually exist. It's a bit of what I like to call as main character syndrome, where every single person who gets a role like this just thinks that they're the one to invent the wheel. They're the person that took the helm and started doing all this shit, okay? As for Zegler's comments about Collins being the first person to write about young women being anti-government and anti-establishment, George Lucas might have had to have a word, given Princess Leia clearly was anti-government and anti-establishment in Star Wars. One can even look at real historical figures as well to point out how absurd the comment is. Saint Joan of Arc, the patron saint of France, led French forces against England as well as the Burgundians. She would eventually be captured by the Burgundians, turned over to the English, and martyred. Anyways, point is, we need a new show called Everybody Hates Rachel Zegler. Anyways, moving on to another race swap that Disney is planning to do. Okay, not done yet, but definitely planning to do. Michael B. Jordan is rumored to be Disney's frontrunner to play Hercules in the live-action remake of the classic animated film. The news follows an insider revealing that Disney is hoping to cast a non-white actor in the role. I love Michael B. Jordan, but there's one problem: he's not Greek. You know, just looking at this image, I'd say he's actually perfect. It's the splitting image. If you asked me to spot the difference, I could not spot the difference. I don't know about you, okay? I don't see color, actually. Dude, it's so dumb. Why bother doing this type of shit? There's plenty of people willing to play the role, man. In the original film, the titular character was voiced by James Woods, with an all-star cast including Danny DeVito as Phil and Rip Torn as Zeus. Due to the popularity of the original, many have been anticipating a live-action remake. Disney rubbing its hands, being like, let's go, another show to ruin, baby. But in 2021, it leaked that Disney was looking to cast a non-white actor in the titular role. Despite claiming that they were not ruling out casting a white male, Hollywood Insider Daniel speculated that Disney was actively pursuing a person of color to lead the live-action remake. Earlier this week, rumors began to circulate that American actor Michael B. Jordan may be in talks to take the role. Okay, I don't know what's being said here. You guys will have to tell me. I assume it's something negative about this, okay? But Twitter, where's your goddamn translate feature, dude? And why is Kit Kat trending? Now, some people were saying that this is no fault of Michael B. Jordan because he's just taking a job and doing his role. But I feel like if you're Michael B. Jordan, you don't need to do this, okay? You're actively choosing to do this. So, I mean, it feels like you believe in this type of stuff where race swapping is completely okay and ruining all these shows is perfectly fine. So, I'm not going to give the guy any slack. Stop being cringe, Michael B. Jordan, come on. You know, if you need the money for a particular role and you take it like that, I mean, that's fine, but he clearly does not need the money. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.